It's finally official. Amazon announced today that after a year-long search, it's splitting its second headquarters between Long Island City in New York and Arlington, Virginia. It's a big letdown for some in Boston who were hoping the online giant would swoop in and help build up the area. But for others, it's an enormous relief due to fears that Amazon's arrival would speed up the gentrification, which has been overtaking neighborhoods around the city. Even without the Amazon effect, a recent report found housing prices in Boston went up almost 40% from 2010 to 2015. And in Roxbury alone, they've gone up closer to 70%. That's why one city councilor is holding a hearing tonight to brainstorm ways to keep current Roxbury residents in the city. Tina Martin has more.
Al Whitaker loves to play with his black lab, Thurgood, in the front yard of his 6-bedroom home in Brockton.
It's a lot of house, but for the price, it was worth it.
The house is a mixed blessing for Whitaker, who lived in Roxbury for more than a decade and hoped to buy a home there.
It was just a wonderful, ideal place to live. There were parks for the kids, there was green space. Unfortunately, when I started to look to purchase, we were talking in the stratosphere, $600,000-$700,000 easily.
The Massachusetts Association of Realtors says the average price of a single-family home in Roxbury is about $680,000, but a single family in Brockton is less than half that amount.
This is one of the houses I sold here.
Eva Andrade is a Brockton real estate agent.
Last year I sold about maybe 10 homes to people from Boston.
And what is that, a high number? Is that a good number?
It is a high number because majority of my business is in Brockton.
She says most people would have preferred to stay in Boston.
But once they look to compare between Boston and Brockton, Brockton has much more home for what they're paying compared to Boston.
That may be good for Andrade's business, but Boston City Councilor Kim Janey says it's not good for Roxbury.
I grew up in this house right here.
And she says her old neighborhood is almost unrecognizable. She blames rapid development or gentrification that's pushing out middle and lower income residents.
There are families who earn too much money to qualify for a subsidy, but don't make enough to pay market rate or to save for that house. And I think we need to be really creative and innovative.
She's eyeing all of those new luxury buildings in the city. Developers are already required to fund some affordable housing. She wants them to pay for more, both to help would-be homeowners and renters who make up more than 80% of Roxbury residents.
So we're seeing new dollars, new revenue coming in from these luxury condos. And if we directed some of that money to pay for some more affordable housing for those families who are caught in the middle, then we'd have a solution right there.
The solution for Al Whitaker was to build a new life in a new city.
I miss Roxbury. My heart is still there. It always will be there. But this is affordable for me, and I can live here comfortably.
The hope is that people who live in Roxbury now won't have to leave the comfort of their homes. Tina Martin, WGBH News.
Councilor Janey hopes to get ideas from the community tonight about how to best address these housing issues. She plans to present them to the full city council at a later date.